I'm going to teach you how you can easily create proposals, contracts, and invoices using N.co from Fiverr. The first step is to go to www.n.co. So N.co from Fiverr is actually a free tool created by Fiverr.com, which is an online platform where entrepreneurs can hire freelancers for various services. Now, simply click the sign up button to create your free account. But just for this demo, I'll be using my existing business account to show you how you can navigate and easily use this tool. Alright, the first page that you'll see is your desk, also known as your dashboard. So if you find it hard to do accounting for your business or compute your income and expenses for a month or for a year, this tool is perfect because we have that just right here. And then your tasks or pending to-do list will also be displayed on your dashboard. But since this is a new account, you'll only see the things that it's recommending you to do or suggesting you to do, like try out their features. Now I want you to take a look at the left column, the black area here where you'll see tabs that will go about in just a moment. First is your Clients tab, Proposals and Contracts, Projects, Invoices. For subscription and others, we won't be discussing it on this tutorial video, but feel free to browse these features after creating your own N.co account. What's good about N.co is you can have your own customer relationship management tool or a simple database where you can keep track of the existing clients that you have. Simply add new clients if you're going to send them a proposal. For example, this is the name of my client. For example, let's say my client is Co-op Events Manila and the point person is Lynn. The address, country, and zip codes are optional, but these three are important for you to send your correspondences. There you go. You've already created your client and Co-op Events Manila is already part of your database. You can send them proposals and contracts easier in the future. Now let's go to the next step, creating your proposals. What's good about N.co is that they already have the template for you. You just need to edit the terms you've agreed with your client. And at the same time, they don't have to email you back with a PDF form including their affixed e-signature or a printed copy because they have a secure e-signature system where your clients can easily approve the proposal after receiving it. Now we have three types of proposal: a standalone proposal, a standalone contract, or a proposal and contract in one. It depends on how likely your client will close a deal with you. If there's still a cold lead, then you might be going for a simple proposal and just send them the contract later. But if you think that there's a high chance for them to say yes right away, then go for the proposal with contract feature, and that's what I'm going to try right now. So let's say I'm going to send a proposal and contract for Co-op Events Manila. I simply click them from my database and edit this template by N.co. You notice that the fields are pre-typed already because this is from a former contract that I sent for Flaring Felicity. Again, these are just mock accounts for my demo. Assuming that your project execution will be in October, so that's what I wrote as project start and end date. You can bill a one-time fee. It can be weekly or monthly, but for me, I ask for milestones consisting of the down payment and the final payment. So the date of my first invoice will be 1 week before the actual project. Next would be the part where you'll price your service. Just like what I showed earlier, you can decide on your rates. It will be per hour. If you're doing writing projects, there's also per word. Here, if it's output based, per item. And simply click if you want a deposit as soon as they sign or approve the contract. But if you don't want to do so, simply leave it unchecked. Even if the currency I picked is US dollars, there's also an option for Philippine pesos. After the proposal, we now have the contract, and the provisions and legal terms are already included by ENCO. I just need to edit the settings. That's what I'm going to discuss with you so that if it's your turn to work on it, it will be easier for you. Ownership rights simply means after completion of your output or project, who will have the license? Will it be you, or will you retain ownership for the work? If they'll use a logo or a book or written blogs for commercial use, for example, your client may want to have the license. If it's a work made for hire, that is understood that they will have the license. But if you want to retain ownership and have you acknowledged as the writer, the author, or the creator, then simply put, I will retain ownership. There is a provision or explanation already included by ENCO if ever you choose this option. Payment terms after receiving the contract, how many days will it be? It's up to you whether you'll charge a late payment fee and how many days you'll allot before terminating a project if they want to. Cancellation fee, for some projects that will require you to prepare ahead or let go of other potential clients, you may choose to add a charge for this option, but I usually click no. Retaining rights to include work attribution in your portfolio. Do you want to list your client under your profile? Do you want to add your sample work as one of your credentials? Especially if you're just building up your freelance gig, then you may request to do so with your client and simply write it in the contract. But if you have a non-disclosure or confidentiality agreement, this will most likely be a no. Number of revision requests is up to you. Some would put unlimited, depending on the scope of work, but that would have a higher rate. Let's just assume that we have 2 revisions. If this is social media management, they can ask to revise 2 social media copy or plans that I made. Add non-compete simply means that if you check the yes box, you are making the project exclusive for a duration, meaning they'll be your only client. You won't entertain other projects from the same industry or the same service. But so that you'll avoid complications, if this is not requested by your client, simply click no. Annotate or alter a contract in the future. Do you want to make changes? But if not, and if it's fixed, simply keep it as a no. The expiration date is until when your client should approve and sign the contract. So you want to give them a sense of urgency in making this decision, you want to make a sense of urgency for them to make the decision. So I think 2 weeks is the longest time frame to decide if they'll accept this or not. Some countries would ask you to ask a sexual harassment clause, you may or may not include this in your contract. Next step is to upload your logo. And we're now reviewing the project scope or proposal you made and the contract. This part is where you have to sign later, and this is where your client will affix their digital signature. But let me click the view button so that you would know or have an idea how the contract will look like from your client's side when they open it. So, like I mentioned earlier, it's a template. Enco already did the wording of the legal terms and provisions for you. But if you want to review it as well, after creating an account, feel free to do so, but it's guaranteed to have all the basic provisions that you need for the project. This is how your proposal will look like. Okay. Just a simple summary of the service you'll offer. But if you want to have a more detailed item of benefits that you'll offer or the steps you need to make, then you can make a sales letter or a PowerPoint presentation or even a sales page on your website. So this is the field where your client can affix your digital signature, but before sending it, you have to also enclose or affix yours. You can simply type your name, or if you have a photo of your signature, simply click upload. You can edit your personal note. Then click send. You'll be able to check on your dashboard if the proposal was viewed or approved. Now let's create our first invoice. Assuming that Go-Up Events Manila approved my contract, I'll have to create an invoice. If I mark the contract as approved, my partnership with Go-Up Events will fall under existing project. It can be a quick invoice or a new project like this one. Let's say I just want to charge them for the initial service. I'll make this faster because I already explained the fields. It's almost the same answers as what you wrote for the proposal and contract. Down payment, flat fee, $924. Completion, project completion or final payment. And under flat fee at the end of your project date. Alright. 50% down payment. So notice that you have two billing terms. You'll bill them the first one for now, which is a down payment. So simply click that box. And for future reference, if you've already rendered service, you have a feature here where you can attach your timesheet or your finished work. The next step is to set up the online payment method so your client can send you payments. Among these three, I have PayPal, so that's the account that I'll connect it with. When your client receives this invoice, they can simply click the Pay Now button and they'll be transferred to your PayPal account. This is an overview of how your invoice will look like. You can edit the due date if you don't want them to pay upon receiving. You can choose, for example, 1 week before the project date is September 24. Alright. If you want to add other payment methods, let's say alternative payments by Bank of the Philippine Islands, just simply write your account number here. And mention where they can email the deposit slip. You can add other files if you need to attach a copy of the sales letter you sent them or the contract. Then click send. And just as our proposal and contract, you can check your invoice. If they approve online, it will automatically be marked as approved. But if they paid by deposit, simply click record full payment. And since it's paid, it will now fall under projects and scheduled on your calendar. If this tutorial has been helpful to you, please comment if you want to try Enco from Fiverr. Follow our Facebook page, Writing Hacks Academy, and visit our website, writinghacksacademy.com.